excuse me, I was keeping my skin matte throughout the duration of the shoot, which in this following video, I'm gonna show you more about keeping the skin matte. You think it's all about powder, you think it's all about running up to them with powder and powder and powder, but in the end, you just have these layers of makeup on the face that you could have avoided had you started the makeup with keeping it matte in mind. Then I'm gonna show you other techniques that you can use throughout the shoot that don't include applying more powder, applying more powder. So let's get started talking about how to keep skin matte during the duration of a shoot. If you really wanna keep skin matte throughout a shoot, your best bet is having blotting papers #1. Next would be basic setting powder and a powder puff or a brush. I like the Poreless Primer from Becca, and I also really love the Vaporizer Setting Spray from Leran. A lot of the work is before you even start the makeup in your primer and in your prep. But if you're moving forward throughout the day and needing to take down the skin, a lot of people will just keep pounding on powder, and that's not the best way. You could just get yourselves some matting paper, blotting paper. You're just gonna walk up to your client or your actor and press on the shiny areas of the face with blotting paper. It doesn't take off as much makeup as you think, and it helps to absorb excess oil. Another way to help take down shine is with a miracle product that I absolutely love from Becca Cosmetics. It's Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector. And if the blotting paper is just not helping and they need a little TLC, then what you do is you just go ahead and put a veil of it over. You can start with this. I think it's really strong, so I don't like to use it first thing. It's too intense. And once you put makeup over it, it's kind of rough. And you can't keep building this all day long on a shoot too. Do the blotting papers as much as you can, but if you start the makeup with the rest of the day in mind, you shouldn't have as much of a problem if you don't do the proper prep work. See, she's already mattified, but her skin still looks like skin. See? And even when I do a dewy look, I always keep this around me because I don't want to see the dew all in this part too much. There's a difference between glowy and greasy. Another means of keeping skin matte through a shoot is setting powder. So I could take this and just kind of rub it together, work it in, and press down the center of the face. I personally don't like to use powder as much because it gives a powdery finish. And already this skin is matte. Another thing that I really like to use is my Ultra Setting Vaporizer. This shellacks the makeup. I use this after the makeup. Close your eyes, don't breathe. And this really helps to keep the skin matte throughout the shoot. But the blotting papers are your first line of defense because you don't want to keep layering on product after product for 12 hours or however long your shoot day is. You want to keep it as minimal as possible and be mindful of how much you're putting on. How is the skin looking? Does it look like there's a buildup of product? Just keep it in mind. Usually if the oil is profuse, it's going to break down whatever you put off in a certain amount of time. Though that vaporized setting spray is bomb, keep an eye out and try to use the blotting papers whenever necessary. Keeping the skin matte through the shoot just takes products. Blotting paper is your first line of defense. Go ahead and tap in a little bit of powder, but that Becca Poreless Primer is fantastic. And the Leran Vaporized Setting Spray, you really can't go wrong with any of these products in your set bag.